Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video we are going to study some of the basic terms in economics. So before starting economics we should have a good grasp in those terms. So let's start. Let's see what we are going to read. We will read about GDP, NFIA, GNP, NDP, NNP, Depreciation, PPP is purchasing power parity, GDP deflator and base year. So let's learn the terms. So first, GDP. So what is GDP? I don't know how much the video will get long or short, so I will try to make short and understandable for you. So let's understand with some examples. Suppose there is an industry that is making biscuits. Okay. Suppose 1 biscuit, 2 biscuit, 3 biscuit, 4 biscuit, 5 biscuit. They are taking these biscuits in a packet. So now each biscuit cost ₹2. So in entire India, in this domestic territory, let's say, if we generate only 5 biscuits, you forget about everything in your life. Just concentrate on these 5 biscuits in India that has been manufactured now. So the quantity is 5 and the amount is ₹2. So do you know what is the GDP of India with having only these 5 biscuits? Is the quantity into amount. Quantity into amount. So quantity is 5 and amount is 2. So what is the GDP? ₹10. Okay. So this is what the GDP is. What is the full form of GDP? It is gross domestic product. Now this is the best example I can give for GDP as I have shown. Now let us understand the terms. The gross domestic product. Why is this gross? Because it is not net. We'll read it. That thing will be cleared when we are going to study NDP and depreciation term. So let's see why it is domestic. You know, this is the Indian territory. Fine. So whatever has been manufactured here, whatever, like biscuits, cakes, everything, the quantity into amount is the GDP. But that should lie within the territory of India. I have given this example. Obviously there are NRIs. Their income will not affect our GDP. Okay. Their income will not affect our GDP because they're outside, their income is outside the territory of India. Next thing we need to keep it on our mind is that obviously for making this biscuit, I think we need some maida. Okay. And also there are some of the things that's required. Like I think wheat is required. Okay. I'm not so good in cooking. Okay. I'm just giving an example. So this is something in the primary sector. I hope you people are aware of what is primary, secondary and tertiary sector. Primary sector means the agriculture sector. Just know this for the timing. Secondary sector means the industrial, that's the manufacturer sector, and tertiary means the job sector. Okay, so this is primary, this is secondary, and this one, sorry, I mean this is the raw material. Okay, then we got the secondary material with the help of this wheat, and with that we are making the biscuit. Now tell me, let me give another example. I'm not so good in these things. This is आटा, I think. So आटा से क्या होता है मुझे नहीं मालूम. I don't want to get confused like this. So let me cite another example. Suppose we have cotton. You make a dress material with this cotton dress material, and then you make the shirt, right? So let the cotton cost ₹10, the dress material will cost 12, and the shirt will cost 14. Now tell me one thing, this is plus 2, this is plus 2. Should we calculate everything like 10 plus 12 plus 14? So this is known as double counting. We shouldn't count in every level. So what we do, we only consider the final product. Okay, as you can see in this example, the example is valid. So the quantity and the amount, this is the final product. I'm talking about the final product. So whenever we talk about GDP, we talk about the final product. And domestic means within the territory of India. So now you know how do we calculate GDP of a product. Suppose this is one shirt, so 1 into 14, so GDP of India is 14. So you just, so total GDP कैसे होगा, हम ऐड कर देंगे ये 14, this 10, 24. So like this how GDP works. इतना आसान भी नहीं है. This is the simplest example I can ever give to you. So I hope the concept of GDP is very much clear to you, and I'm extremely sorry for this thing. But I think this is clear to you. So thank you for this GDP thing. Now I'm not going to stop this video, let me continue. Now let us see this NFIA. What is NFIA? So the full form is net factor income from abroad. So what is net factor income from abroad? You see this thing, this is again the territory of India. Whatever we are calculating the amount into the quantity, the rupees into the quantity we are producing within the territory of India, the final product is the GDP, right? Now in the previous slide I was talking about NRIs, right? The non-residential Indians who actually stay at different countries of the world, the Indian diaspora. But Indian diaspora we also consider PIO, so they're actually not the citizens of India. We only consider about the nationals, citizens. Also there is a concept of normal citizen. I don't want to complicate it now. forget it. So NFIA, सपोज दिस इज श्रीलंका, ये हमारा इनके इसके इसके जैसा एक नेबर किसी को ना मिले, पाकिस्तान के जैसा, अफगानिस्तान, और इसका जैसा एक देश किसी के पास ना हो, चाइना. सो पाकिस्तान, चाइना, इंडिया, सो आई कैन दिस बांग्लादेश. एंड चलो एग्जांपल देखते हैं. Suppose some of your relative was staying at China, some at Pakistan, उनको बोलो चले आए, और अफगानिस्तान उनको भी बोलो चले आए, और D श्रीलंका. Okay, now what I'm trying to say that obviously they are earning something. They're Indian nationals but working in the country for some reason or for some better opportunities. So and one thing, suppose there is some American company which is in India also earning. So suppose their net earning is rupees X for the foreign public. Okay, I repeat, there are many foreigners staying in India. They're earning a lot, so their earning cumulative is rupees X. Okay, and as I'm giving the example, all over the world, let Indians are earning rupees Y. ठीक है, यह है उनका इनकम जो बाहर के है. So what is NFIA, net factor income from abroad? It is rupees Y minus rupees X. You get my point? This is income of Indians from abroad, and this is income of foreigners staying in India. For India's case, unfortunately, NFIA is negative. That is, the foreigners' income in India is greater than the income of Indians from abroad. ठीक है? I hope the concept is very much clear to you for the net factor income from abroad. Why I'm telling you this? Because this concept is essential for understanding the gross national product. So let's see what is gross national product. Again, I would like to draw India's map. उतना अच्छा अभी तक सीखा नहीं, बट सीखना है जियोग्राफी का आंसर लिखने के लिए, हिस्ट्री का भी कुछ तरह. ओके, देख लेंगे. इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी में भी काम आता है, मैप हर जगह काम आता है. सो व्हाट इज GNP? ग्रॉस नेशनल प्रोडक्ट. इट इज GDP. हर एक इंडियंस का इनकम है इसमें. ओके, प्लस NFI. When you see this word GNP, gross national product, nationalism should get imparted within yourself. Okay. What is NFIA? Indians के income minus foreigners के income. Staying in India, staying abroad. Fine. So what we actually do with the help of this equation, we eliminate the foreigners income ultimately, and we just add the Indians income outside. You understand? Again, I just draw Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and China. Your relatives are earning something from here. Their income is I, and the foreigners who are staying in India, that their cumulative income be F. So in the last slide, I have explained you what is NFIA. From here, you can easily say that obviously this equation is I minus F for NFIA. Fine. So you eliminate the foreigners' income who are staying in India and you add the GDP. Because in GDP we are also taking the foreigners' income within staying in India, within the domestic territory of India. We just eliminate that. Fine. And add the income from abroad. So that makes the gross national product. Easy है ना, उतना टफ नहीं है. So now let us read about NDP. I think I should go for depreciation first. Without that you will never understand it. Now, depreciation is a very easy concept. For depreciation, for depreciation you have to just understand what is, suppose you buy a car. Okay, buy a car. Fine. You bought this for rupees 1 lakh. 1 lakh. 1 लाख से नैनो कार था हमारे बचपन में, याद है? 1 lakh. Okay, after some years कोई भी मशीनरी खरीदो ये होगा ही होगा. What will happen? This car will get depreciated. मतलब सपोज इसका थोड़ा कांच जो टूट जा सकता है. हाँ, ये थोड़ा बूढ़ा हो रहा है. इसका टायर में कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है. Some problem might arise in its parts, the internal circuits. Fine. So obviously you need to again after some years, or for maintaining it, for maintaining the wear and tear, that's the English everywhere is written, wear and tear, you have to invest rupees 10,000. You have to invest rupees 10,000. So what is your net investment for maintaining the car? Suppose per year you have to invest 10,000. So per year your investment is 1,10,000. So guys, you have bought this car at 1 lakh, but you have to invest 1,10,000 at least in the first year, I can say. Okay, in the first year you have to spend 1,10,000. So what is depreciation? This amount, this 10,000 is the depreciation amount. Depreciation is happening to this car, but in terms of economics we are calculating in help of the currency, I mean money here. So the depreciation amount is 10,000. This thing will again get cleared when you will study NDP and NNP just now. So what is NDP? It is net domestic product. So we can say it's a maintenance cost. Fine. So net domestic product. What is net domestic product? It is GDP minus depreciation. Okay. So suppose the GDP of India is 1 crore. Suppose. Okay. इससे बहुत 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 ज़्यादा है. So 1 crore. Now for maintenance of this 1 crore, you are spending 50 lakhs. कुछ मशीनरीज आपने खरीदा है, वो उसका wear and tear होगा, you have to replace. ठीक है. Suppose there is a showroom of many washing machines. Suppose there are 10 washing machines. Okay, and 4 washing machines you have to replace. So actually you are bearing the cost of 14 washing machines. What is the net? It's 10. Fine. So if you have to tell this in number, NDP is 10, GDP is 14, depreciation is 4. Now you just multiply the amount, and if you want to calculate an amount, you get my point. I hope so. It's a problem in online study, if you don't understand, you can't say no, I haven't understood, please repeat it. I hope you have understood. I'm just telling in terms of number. In the showroom there are 10 cars which are 10,000 rupees each. 10 okay, 10 washing machine. इतना कम में washing machine नहीं आता. Let us assume, and we are replacing 4. So according to this formula, I'm sure you have gathered the essence what I'm trying to say. So here is it. Okay, so NDP is 50 lakh. So that is the concept of NDP. That this is only net domestic product. Now what is NNP? In similar lines, we will say that NNP is GNP minus depreciation. I don't think so I have to explain you anything, because GNP and depreciation, you very well know what are the things. I have explained you the definition with good examples. Here I have explained you what is GNP. We have seen. So here it is NNP. I'm not explaining you this. This is net national product. Means here we are not considering the foreigners' income within the Indian territory. We are including the Indians who actually stay in the foreign, in the abroad, and we calculate the GNP. And again the maintenance thing, as I have explained, that's depreciation. We just subtract the both and we get net national product. Fine. So these things are important. थोड़ा दिमाग में घुसा लीजिए और कभी नहीं भूलेंगे. चलो, NNP हुआ, depreciation हुआ. अब PPP हम आएंगे. Let's read about GDP deflator and the base year. Before that, I have to explain you some things like nominal GDP and real GDP. Okay, so again I will cite some examples of quantity and amount. Suppose in the year 2011 and 12, from 1st April to 31st of March, ठीक है, quantity, amount. Suppose one biscuit cost sorry, let me erase. Yeah. So the quantity of biscuits be 5 and the amount of each is rupees 2. What is the GDP? Tell me. Rupees 10. 5 into 2. अब तो सीख गए. Now suppose in the year 2023, quantity be 5 biscuits, but with inflation, you know what is inflation? चीज़ों का दाम जो है वो इंक्रीज हो जाना. We'll read a vast chapter on inflation. How do we study WPI, CPI? They are enormous important for prelims exam. Now the quantity and the amount. So let's the amount, the cost of a single biscuit, be now rupees 4. What will be the GDP? रुपीज़ 20. Oh my god. So अब क्या हुआ? क्वांटिटी तो सेम रहा, पर अमाउंट जो कॉस्ट है इन्फ्लेशन के वजह से इंक्रीज हो गया. सब क्या होगा? इसलिए वी हैव द कंसेप्ट ऑफ नॉमिनल जीडीपी एंड रियल जीडीपी. What is real GDP? We have a base year. Okay, just remember we have a base year that has been chosen by the central government to measure the GDP with respect to this year only. There are certain criteria and conditions. I'm not going to and in details. I'm not going saying it anything in details. You might select a book or some notes to see the essence of these things, but they are not so important. The important thing is that the base year is 11-12. This year, you know, financial year starts from 1st April and ends on 31st of March. You should know this if you have gone through Lakshmikant book, and also that's a very basic thing. Chalo. So 2011-2012 has been chosen as the base year. Central government is trying to change it, and I have heard about 2016 or 17, something like that. If it got changed, we have to study that in current affairs, and the GDP calculation will change, the real GDP, everything. Okay, so let's study about the real GDP first. Any GDP which is calculated on the basis of the prices with respect to the base year, that is 2011 to 12, at present what is running in Indian context. If you're seeing this video after 10 years, I can give you the guarantee but that this is not valid now. Obviously this might get valid, or whatever the government wants, they will do it. So real GDP. Now let's study in today's context. आज 24 है, 1 जनवरी मैंने ये वीडियो शूट किया है, डेट भी बोल रहा हूँ. ओके, so what is real GDP? The GDP which is calculated with respect to the base year is the real GDP. So what is the real GDP? This rupees 10 is the real GDP that has been calculated with the respect of 2011-12. Fine, the base year. What is nominal GDP? If the GDP has been calculated on the present price. What is the present price of each biscuit? It is rupees 4. So this GDP is nominal GDP. Suppose the price of the number of quantity of shirts, as I have taken that example of shirts from cotton to make you understand that thing. The quantity be 10 shirts, and the amount of shirt in 2024 each is 400. So what is the GDP? 400 into 10, it is 4000. Okay, so tell me guys, is it nominal GDP or real GDP? The amount is of 2024, so this is the nominal GDP. Fine. Now if I say that the quantity is 10 but the amount of each shirt is rupees 300 in 2011-12, अब जिसका शर्ट, एक शर्ट का प्राइस 400 है, 2011-12 में हमें वो 300 रुपये में मिल रहा था. So what is the GDP? 3000. The quantity remains fixed but the amount gets changed. Fine, that is why we are relying on real GDP, because हमारा टारगेट होना चाहिए कि हमें क्वांटिटी इंक्रीज करना. वी हैव टू इंक्रीज द रिसोर्सेज. We have to increase the final products for the common citizens of India. That should be our target, right? So this is real GDP. That's the importance of real GDP. With the help of real GDP, especially GDP deflator, I will say this now. We actually see the quantity has increased or not. Fine. So may I rub it? Let me rub this. Okay. I think the concept is clear to you. I'm rubbing this. Now GDP deflator. GDP deflator is something which is the ratio of nominal GDP divided by the real GDP. शर्ट का एग्जांपल ले ले, हमने देखा था कितना था नॉमिनल 4000, ये कितना था 3000 और 100. देखो यहाँ पर क्वांटिटी है, अमाउंट है, ये चेंज हुआ था तो लेट्स AC अमाउंट चेंज्ड एंड दिस इज द अमाउंट एक्चुअल. सो अमाउंट एक्चुअल, क्वांटिटी तो कट गया, सेम है. तो हम देख रहे हैं ना कि क्वांटिटी कट जा रहा है. So with the help of this GDP deflator, we can have a test that why the GDP has increased like this. Is it due to the quantity or inflation? Our target is to increase the quantity. So that is the very basic concept of deflator. And obviously CPI, WPI things we'll discuss this inflation chapter. They are more preferred, but the problem with this two are, ये क्या होता है मुझे पता नहीं. These two are based on baskets, but GDP deflator is not such that everything within the domestic territory can be included in GDP deflator, which is not in CPI, WPI. We'll discuss CPI and WPI in very much detail. We are going to study inflation chapter, very important for prelims perspective. So I think the concept of GDP deflator and base year is clear to you. Now we have completed GDP, GNP, NNP, NDP, NFIA, depreciation, real GDP, nominal GDP, GDP deflator, and a base year. Now we are just left with the exchange rate and PPP. Exchange rate I will not tell you in this video. I would only like to discuss PPP, the purchasing power parity. क्योंकि रीड और नीड से क्वेश्चन आया है. There is a good chance now they will target this concept, purchasing power parity. ठीक है, ध्यान से सुनना मैं जो बोलूँगा. चलो, suppose you go to a shop, a fruit shop. There you ask the apple seller, what is the cost of an apple in India, okay, in India. The apple seller in reply told you कि बाबू मेरा एप्पल का कीमत है एक एप्पल ₹17. आपने बोला वाह बहुत अच्छे. मम्मी ने बोला है कि 4 एप्पल दे देना. उन्होंने बोला ठीक है ले जाओ. सो 17 into 4 कितना होता है 68. So in India each apple you are getting in ₹17 and 4 apples मम्मी ने आपको बोल दिया कि जाओ ले आओ. आप ले आए. Now in USA, now a foreigner apple seller, right? So a foreigner, you actually went to a foreigner apple seller, and the foreigner apple seller told you कि बाबू, वो तो बाबू नहीं बोलते. He just told you कि it's an apple cost 68 rupees. Now आपने अमेरिका में जाकर देखा कि एक एप्पल का कॉस्ट है 68 रुपीज़. सो इन इंडिया with the same cost, 68 rupees, you are getting 4 apples. Here in America, an apple cost 68 rupees. So it's 68 rupees in India. You are getting 4 apples, and in USA you are getting only 1 apple. So कहाँ रहना, cost of living अच्छा है, in terms of apple only, okay, not everything. इंडिया में ना इंडिया का जीवन बहुत अच्छा है ना. ये 68 रुपीज़ में आपको 4 एप्पल मिल रहा है. यहाँ पर तो सब हम नहीं रह सकते. यहाँ पर एक एप्पल 68 में. दिस इज़ अ जस्ट स्टोरी, ओके. एक एप्पल का प्राइस बहुत ज़्यादा है इंडिया में भी. कभी कभी बहुत बहुत प्राइस हो जाता है. नाउ so can we say we put this apple in the basket, and when you compare both the countries, can we say that okay, let me have another assumption while explaining with this, so that it can be very precise and easy to understand. Now I say that for the exchange rate, the US dollar and rupees exchange, that $1 is rupees 68. Let you assume this, okay, this is not the correct thing, let you assume. Can we say कि अब $1 रुपीज़ 17 है? That is, in USA we can buy an apple at rupees $1. Here in India we can buy an apple at rupees 17. So with respect to buying apple, these two things are equal. उसके देश में एक एप्पल $1 में मिलता है, हमारे देश में एक एप्पल ₹17 में मिलता है. मैंने ये अजम्पशन कर लिया है. सो दिस कैन हेल्प यू टू अंडरस्टैंड. सो यू कैन से $1 is equal to ₹17. ठीक है. Now let us take a better example. I mean, not a better example. Let's say it. Should I rub? Okay, let's keep it. Now the GDP of India be rupees 210. Okay, the exchange rate $1 be rupees 70. If you want to take 68, take it. I have no issues, as I have cited this example. This is a continuation of the example. So can we say what is the GDP in dollar? What is the GDP in dollar? अगर ₹68 $1 हो तो 1 रुपया कितना? 1/68, तो 210 रुपया कितना होगा? 210/68, सो डॉलर में क्या होगा? क्लोज टू 3 समथिंग, राइट? 2.9 समथिंग कुछ हो रहा है, 3 ले लेते हैं. सो द GDP of India in dollar is coming rupees 3. Dollar 3, I'm sorry. Now, if we measure the GDP in the terms of purchasing power parity, so you understand what is purchasing power parity, right? The cost of living. This term actually says the cost of living. कि एक 4 एप्पल जो इंडिया में मिल रहा है, तो उस दाम में 1 एप्पल मिलता है अमेरिका में. दिस इज द कॉन्सेप्ट एंड एसेंस ऑफ परचेसिंग पावर पैरिटी. नाउ GDP in India is rupees 210 and the exchange rate with respect to this apple. एक एप्पल अमेरिका में मिलता है $1 में, इंडिया में मिलता है 17 रुपये में. Both are equal. So here we apply the same thing. Rupees 1 equals to rupees 68. Sorry, here it is 17 with respect to the purchasing power parity. Therefore, what is in dollar? By the similar lines we can say this is this one. कितना था? Close to 12 something. देख लेना है. So can you see the GDP has increased with respect to the purchasing power parity? In present scenario, most probably India ranks 5th in the global GDP, but with respect to the purchasing power parity, it is 3rd after China and USA. So India ranks 3rd in terms of GDP when calculated in terms of purchasing power parity. ठीक है. So that's the concept of purchasing power parity. अगर क्लियर ना हो, आप YouTube में कोई और वीडियो सर्च कर ले सकते हैं. यू कैन ऑल्सो, अगर PPP क्लियर ना हो, और बाकी कुछ शायद क्लियर है, पर ये कंसेप्ट ग्रैप्स करना थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा. आप पढ़ भी सकते हैं किसी नोटबुक से, व्हाट यू आर फॉलोइंग. स्टडी IQ का है क्या? सिद्धांत सर है जो है, हाँ शायद स्टडी IQ, उनका वीडियो देख सकते हैं. आई हैव टेकन दिस एग्जाम्पल फ्रॉम हिज वीडियो ओनली, and you can see some other videos if you're not so clear with this concept, but I have tried my level best to make you understand the concept of purchasing power parity and how you can calculate the GDP with the help of this. Okay, so I think it's gone very long. I'm extremely sorry for that, but clearing the concepts are the utmost important for clearing the exam and also to enjoy the subject of economy. So guys, thanks for watching the video. Hope you have enjoyed it. We'll meet in some other video. Okay, thank you.